Hi everyone. In this week's video, I'm going to show you how to leverage your previous clients in order to create a highly targeted audience using Facebook ads. All right, so this is a two-part process where we need to import a CSV file. So what we're going to do first, we're going to go into our audiences from this main page. And we're going to create what's called a custom audience. Now, very brief, a custom audience is just an audience list of people based on what actions they may have done in the past. So for example, for websites, it could be people that have come to your website, people who have gone to specific pages, people who filled out forms on your website. Also, it can be people who maybe interacted with your Instagram page or your Facebook page, watch videos you posted, etc., etc. Right? And what we're going to do, we're going to upload a list of people who were your customers in the past. And then from those, create what's called a lookalike audience. And a lookalike audience is an audience where you take a list, like the source, which would be, let's say, your previous clients. And you tell Facebook, okay, Facebook, look at these clients, and it'll find their profiles. Find me the most similar people to this list. Because what's going to happen is, people who bought from you in the past, who were clients from you in the past, are generally more likely, and people similar to those are more likely to convert, right? So it's just using people you already had to find people who are similar to them. Now, the Facebook algorithm is very strong. It has like thousands of touch points that it looks into to find similarities. Okay. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to go to customer list. Okay. Go next. And this is just a preface. It'll show you a bit of kind of just explaining, and you can download a template because it needs to read the Excel in a certain way. So I'll just download just to show you guys. And what we have here, you can see it has 3 email columns, phone, Matt ID, first name, last name, like address, all this stuff. Now for this, in order to upload, there are some requirements. You don't need 3 email or 3 numbers, but what you do need is at least 1 email and the name of the prospect, of the, previous customer. But of course, the more information you have, the better. And on top of that, you need to have at least 100 people. Okay. If you have less than 100, I'm sorry, but once you build up to get that 100, then you can start utilizing this targeting technique. So then you would have something like this. If you don't have any of these values, once you import the emails onto here, you can just take out the columns that don't apply or that you don't have the info for. Okay, I'm going to close this though. So once you upload that, I'll just show you using this example. You upload, doesn't matter, but this is if they have lifetime values. If they don't, then it doesn't matter. Now what it does, just before it uploads, it skims the file to make sure all the mapping of the columns is correct. So for example, it shows you, okay, this information, is it emails? And then yes. Are these emails? Are these emails? Yes, yes. But if it's not, you can change it to what it is. Okay, but then you just make sure, then you click import. Now this is just 9 rows, it's the template, it's very quick. So generally it's going to upload it relatively quick, and you can create a lookalike audience. However, if we click right from here, and if you're uploading, let's say, a few hundred previous contacts, then it'll say that it's uploaded, but it hasn't fully loaded. So what I would advise, once you get to this place, do done. You see it here. And then wait a bit, 10, 15 minutes, or if you want, just go for a half-hour break and come back to it. What I did for the sake of time, I uploaded this sample about 20 minutes ago. And you see even now it's still populating because this one's pretty big. It has almost 2,000 names on it. So what you do, it'll show, just like this one showed up here. This is the one we just uploaded. This is one where you click on it, and then there's a button here called Actions, and then you can create Lookalike. Okay, so I want to show you what that looks like. So here, our source is this sample CSV client list. And what you have to do, you have to designate, okay, find me people who are similar to this list, but you have to designate in which country. So let's just say United States, and we have that here. Now the audience size. What are these percentages? For lookalikes, you want to see how close of a similarity do you want them to be. So if you have the closest 1%, those are the highest converting audiences, right? They're the most similar to your previous clients. And as you go, it gets a bit wider than the core audience. Now, one thing to note is if you're not targeting the whole country, or you're just targeting maybe your city, then here you can only categorize it by country. You can't go deeper here than country. You can't go by city. So one thing you have to consider, let's say we have 3% here and shows 6.9 people. When you're targeting one city, then it's not going to be 6.9 million. Your audience is going to be less. And I'll show you in a second. We'll see what it changes to. Let's just do this, create a 3%. And you can create multiple of these. Generally what I do, I create multiples. As I exhaust audience, I have a wider and wider range. And there it is. You see? So now we have this one, and it's populating because this one is still populating, right? We built it off of this one. And what you can do to create a campaign, you can also, oh, well, it's populating right now. But then what you can do, let's say using this older one that I made, okay, actions, you can create an ad. So it'll take you back to your main screen, and then it'll kind of auto-generate a campaign for you. Awesome. Now, it generally does it to traffic, but you probably want to put it to conversions. But it doesn't matter for this video. I choose the pixel, and then we go to audience. We can choose what we want. So let's see if it gives us a number here, fewer than 1,000, because it hasn't populated yet. As I said, it can take a bit of time even after creating the lookalike, but let's just use this as an example. This is a lookalike for people who completed lead forms for this account. And we see here the number is 770,000 within all of Canada, right? So that's the basic setting. But let's say we're just doing Toronto, for example. You see the number went from 700,000 to 420,000, right, within this radius. So the beautiful thing is here, you have this list of people who are already more likely to convert. You don't need to do much here in terms of, don't change the detailed targeting. Maybe change the age if there's people of a certain age. You know, let's say if your clients are more so between 30 to 65 plus, it took down a bit, but you see only a bit because the existing list already was over 30, most of it, right? And then you can utilize this, right? This will be a higher converting. This can be really good. If you've never done ads before, but you do have previous clients, this can be a very strong start for your, for your ads. And if you have done ads before and you have previous clients, but you haven't utilized this technique, this is something you should be doing right now. If you have any questions about this, please feel free to ask. You can comment here, or you can send me a message. Thank you very much and have a great day.